So we are also live on YouTube. Yep, as you can see, we are good on YouTube. So let me leave that there. Let me check muted post so I can be seeing their chat too. Checking. Okay. Good evening. Encourage your viewers to send gifts and all that. Scam, I miss you. Active, are we buying? Yo, 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 yo. Okay, so at this point, I think everything should be all right. So YouTube is live. Hold up, trying to copy the link and send to the group channel. Control Alt C. Telegram. Yep. Okay, so we are live both on TikTok. Yeah, we are live on TikTok and YouTube and everywhere. So we should be good to go now, right? Aha! Finally. Good. So where do we begin tonight? Where do we begin tonight? JC, good evening. First of all, let me say a very, very big sorry for all the timeouts that I've had so far. A lot of you must have been encouraged and also, kind of like left stranded because I've been away for way too long, right? So I've been, to be honest, I've been going through a few and I've also been trying my best to you know find a better way of doing of making my presentations and everything. So that's the reason why I've been too occupied and I've not been able to stay consistent on the live, and also even on the Telegram channel you guys will see that I've been so divided and kind of like taking care of my own shit. So but I'm back and I've been able to figure out how to better present, and I think this view everyone can agree that it is better, and we can all say that it's better in a way in terms of like general presentation, right? So let's begin. We are going to start from good because it's bread and butter, right? Like it's where we are going to be, and I'm just going to like genuinely just delete everything because I have also been very very absent-minded from the shots, and I've been gone for way too long. So we are going to begin today like we have not done any analysis before. We're just going to start from the beginning, and we're going to see how starting from like the higher time frame, trying to get like a good idea of what the market have done so far, and from there we'll know what we are doing today. So again, for those of you who are wondering when do I teach, how am I going to be teaching and all that, this is also your opportunity. You can use this as what should I call it? You know, let's take it as a lesson, right? Let's take it as a lesson. And guys, please don't forget to promote your boy. Even though I am now using the system and possibly is going to be notifying me anytime that the live is about to be taken down, I will also still very much appreciate if you guys can, dish out some likes as the live goes on. If you are gaining any value, make sure you also help out by promoting your boy by hitting the like button. That is also going to be helping to motivate me. It's going to encourage me to tell me that like I'm on the right path and I can or I should keep going, right? So please, if your hands are not too busy while we are teaching and trading, do well to like and help your boy grow also. That said, let's begin with gold. And today we are going to be starting our analysis on the 4 hours because it's been a while, right? It's been a whole while. Ever since I moved from my former apartment to the new one, things have been a little bit, like not a little bit, a lot disorganized. So let's try to get ourselves back in the game. Let's try to see where let's begin from where we left off, and then we can, continue from there. All right. So hold on, just trying to keep something out of the way. Yep. All right. So Alright, so on this 4 hour time frame, you guys will remember that it has been a while since the market have been stuck within these two. Alright, it has been a while. Ever since we caught that very big drop, the market has been, you know, literally stuck between these two. Okay, so it has not been going anywhere, it has been stuck in this range. Alright, so let's mark those 2 points out. On the 4 hour, you can see that the market is ranging. It is not really going in any direction right now, and it is. You can see that it is consolidating towards one particular area. All right, so it is showing a very serious bullish momentum, but it is consolidating in a range. All right. Though for a day trader, this is not going to be a big problem because I mean within this range you could have taken advantage of a lot of you could have taken a lot of trade, and we actually caught a pretty good one, right? At this point, we caught a very good one, and if you guys can still remember when we took this trade, right, from somewhere around here, using this zone as our area, we caught this trade, and it was one of those trades that we even though we had an analysis that told us that we were going to go for a long run, we took out our positions too early. All right. So, but having that in mind, let's see what the market have done, and let's see where we can base our trades on. And also, we are going to be pairing it with the informations that we have on ground, like the fundamental informations that we have on ground, just like the rate cuts and all the effects that has had in the trading industry for so long. So let's see how we are going to progress today. So first of all, we already know that when this market was dropping, we had like this projection here where we said that even if this market was going to eventually take this one out, this is where I expect that it should at least have a reaction, and this is why we were looking for a sell here. It doesn't necessarily mean that the market is in a downtrend. It's just like a retracement sell, if you guys remember. And I also said that, or should I say, we also predicted that the market has two places that are obviously of value for a buy, where we will be interested in a buy, right? And it was this, I believe, at that time, I think it was this one, and also this one. These were the two places that I said we will be interested in buys from, if you guys remember. Now we attempted a buy, but then the market was showing a bearish sentiment, and we decided to go for a very big sell here. If you guys remember, I think that should be like 2 weeks ago, right, when we were trading gold. So at this point we're in a row, we're catching good trades, right? And then all of a sudden the whole house thing and the whole movement thing happened, and it seems like we lost a little bit of our direction, and the market was giving us like the serious hat trick. It was just taking us out and all that. But we are back, and so let's see if we can get ourselves back in shape. And since we are in a 4 hour time frame and we have already gotten ourselves like to know where we expect the market should be going, we should expect that now, since the market has failed to break this low, and if you guys remember, this high, even though it was respected, it was able to go above this one, which means the market is in an uptrend even in the 4 hour time frame. So in that case, you will be looking at this one as a move for liquidity, or what you call a liquidity grab now. And since it took care of business before going above it, it means this low was in fact a strong one. All right. And even though the market decided to retrace after taking liquidity above it, all right, it decided to retrace after taking liquidity above it. All it did was to come and take all this one as liquidity at some point, and then decide to go up. Now, why did this one decide to come back here? Well, you can attribute that to this as a break of structure internally, even on the 4 hour. At what point, or in which case, this one would then be seen as also liquidity, a move for liquidity, break of structure, pull back to take liquidity, and then for a continuation, right? So now that we have that and we are connecting all the dots, we are just trying to figure out what direction is this market going to go on this 4 hour. Like, what direction is the market really about to go? Because for now we can tell that it is stuck in the range, but where is it going to go? To get that, we have to look back. All right, we'll have to look back at the fact that even on this 4 hour, since we cannot decide what really the market is trying to do, what we'll do is we are going to step, like, up a little bit to see what has the market been doing, and what is even warranting us to be looking for a sell. So far so good. You can tell that gold for this year has been in a very, very massive buy. All right, so the trend has been upwards. All right, it has been going upwards, which means that even looking for sales might only be because you are seeing some change of character on the lower time frame. It is not really about the fact that you are not trying to say that you are predicting the end of the trend, right? The only reason why we started looking for a sell was because we had like a new character formation on the lower time frame, and we're hoping to see that, okay, even if this market was going to issue, at least do like a 50% retracement, which if you pull your fib, you see that that retracement was in fact complete, because it has gone below 50%. All right, so the retracement is in fact complete. Anything that is below 50% is already good. All right, for a retracement. So if that is a retracement for a continuation, all you need to do was to go and break above this one. And yes, the market might be a little bit like stalling, maybe because of the economic data, and what can I say, like the war and everything that has been going on. The market has been stalling. Hey, thank you so much, Maverick. Thank you so much for that. So the market has been playing around for way too long. It has been stalling around this area, and there are so many things that you can attribute that to. It could be because of the economic data. It could be because of many, 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 many things, right? It could be, I don't know, like many things. All right. So, um, but it doesn't change the fact that the market is still in an uptrend. All right, since we are going to be doing like day trading, we don't really need to concern ourselves much about the direction of the market, because it doesn't really matter. We just need to focus on what direction the market is right now. All right, and what we can tell is that we have been having a series of breaks, retracement breaks, but it has been respecting zones so far. All right, so you can see that this one, it took liquidity here. Let me take this one out. So it took liquidity here. After then, it respected this one as a break of structure. So it has been breaking zones so far. Since we have that in mind, we can now say, okay, fine, we should just be following the trend that the market is giving. And since, should I say since morning or since yesterday, the gold has been buying, it has just been going upwards. It has just been going upwards. It's so unfortunate that we are unable to catch this one, because I wasn't on the chart. I was busy doing some other things, so I wasn't on the chart. We're unable to catch this one, but let's see if we can, get in line with what the market is doing. One thing for certain is we are not going to even attempt to try to fight the market. All right, unless we have like a serious reason to, like a change of character, which is something that I'm seeing right now. All right, so on this 15-minute time frame, we can clearly see that there is a type of change of character here. And if you look backwards, you can also attribute it to the fact that it is also coming from a zone that has the ability, or should I say, it's coming from a place that should at least give a reaction to the market. What we should then look after is, is it coming from like a place of liquidity or below liquidity? So if you grab your ruler, or sorry, your line tool, you can extend that to the right and try to see if the market has reacted to that liquidity, that final liquidity right there. And you can see it has reacted to it, which means that this becomes the order flow or the box area that it is reacting to, which means that the market at this point you can see that after every liquidity, let me explain what that means. So after every liquidity, every high, there is always like a change of character, and then after that change of character there is like a deep retracement, so it happened here, there is a high chance it's going to happen here also. So if we see a change of character here, it is a strong change of character and we can look to take advantage of it. And since it is even happening on like the 15-minute time frame, let me label this and actually have it there so I know exactly where it is going or where the limit of that should be. Since it's on the 15-minute time frame, what we need to do now is to maybe step to the lower time frame, all right, and wait for a pullback. So on the lower time frame, say the 5-minute time frame, we can now wait for a pullback into somewhere around here, preferably above this liquidity, preferably above this liquidity. All right, so we'd like to see like a pullback into that, and after that pullback we'd like to see an engulfing candle. All right, so we'd like to see a pullback into this, something like this, and then an engulfing candle, right? And then we look to take a trade. So there will be a sell attempt here. Our first selling attempt for now is going to be here because of all these formations that we are seeing. So we're just going to be monitoring gold until it pulls back into this liquidity fund factor, and I think that should happen. Has the market closed and reopened yet? What's the time, Seth? Because me, I just came. Okay, it's 9 p.m. So the market is good. That should happen after the market opens, right? So if it is 9 p.m. Hold up, I'm confused a little bit. 22 is 10, right? Yeah, so if it is 9 p.m. Nigerian time, it means the market will be closing in like 20 minutes time. So that should happen. We should be looking for that trade after the market opens. That is if gold maintains this character that it is giving right now. Now, since this is not ready, we're just going to be looking into BTC to see if there is anything there. And on BTC, the market has been pretty much steady, just doing its thing. This is 5-minute time frame, and I've been trading BTC a lot, so I've been on this pair for long. I don't think I need to go back to the 4 hour, but just for the sake of the chart, let's also remove all our drawings here and make everything clean and simple, since we have all agreed that we have been way too long. We have taken way too long. So let's start by saying that the first significant break of structure is this one on the 4 hour time frame. So break of structure. Hey Alex White, what's up, man? What's up? Good evening to you. So the first significant break of structure should be this one, and after that we have seen like a change of character on the lower time frame, and this is the 4 hour time frame. All right, so we saw a change of character here. I call it lower time frame. I'm just looking like eyeballing it because I know that that's what probably would have happened. So there was a change of character here, a retracement to liquidity, and then a continuation above. And then now we are seeing that on BTC the market, the structure have changed even on the 4 hour. Oh, sorry, I'm still looking at the 5-minute time frame. What the fuck? Sorry about that. So let's go to the 4 hour. Sorry, my bad. So on the 4 hour time frame, we can clearly see that the market is in an uptrend, is still in an uptrend. Don't worry about this one that you're seeing. Market is still very much in an uptrend, and the last significant break of structure is this one. All right, break of structure to the upside. After that, you would expect that the market at some point will probably pull back into this zone. or at least do a 50% pullback, but that is still a dream for the future. For now, since this is the 4 hour time frame, the first area we can say that we expect the market to pull back into will be this zone. All right, all things below this one. So we will be expecting a pullback into this one. All right, so expecting a pullback into this one, and for that pullback to happen, you expected a change of character, which has happened here. Or should I say, if that pullback was going to happen, definitely there was to be a change of character. All right, into this one. Now you could have called for this as a change of character, which it was, because it did change character here, and at some point you would think that the market was ready to start going, which it did for a while. So above here there was a retracement, and then there was a continuation. And if I was in this trade based on this 4 hour time frame, if I was in this trade, the expectation will be that the market was going to go all the way to somewhere below at least this one. All right, at least this one. Okay, and the reason why I said at least that is because yes, that place can also, have, you can also have put a stop to that retracement. Okay, so at least that one, the market did pull back significantly, but it hasn't gotten into that place. So there's still a high chance that the market is still going downward. All right, and this is still the 4 hour time frame, but this trade got terminated here because the market came and then still went back to take this high as liquidity. So that is showing you that the market is like a little bit confused in terms of direction of where it wants to go, right? It's a little bit confused in terms of direction of where it wants to go, but at least it gave these people like a 1 2 3, which is already enough for a trade. All right, but when it did a break of structure here, what you would expect is that the market will pull back into this low. What you expect is that the market will pull back into this low for liquidity, and then you would expect that it to have a buyback up from here. But the fact that it is still breaking structure to the downside, because this one will now be seen as a break of structure, right? The fact that it is still breaking structure to the downside is showing you that the market is still very much in a downtrend. And since this has done like a 50% retracement, I don't expect this one to hold at this point, because there was already a push close to it, right? So this one might give way at some point, but one thing that this can do will be to push the market above, like if this gets here, it could have the power, it is wrong, right? It could have the power to get back here and then push the market above, somewhere around here before the market gets down. All right, so it is still a very 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 strong low, and this is where I'm talking about. Push the market above this one, and this will be the other flow that you'll be looking into. At all points you are definitely going to be like using a change of character for your entry, not just like waiting for it to tap into it and then sell. All right, but these are all the areas that you expect a reaction from, all right, in this market. All right, so having that marked out is going to just help me visualize what I would expect. All right, now since we are still in the 4 hour time frame, you need to know that there is this new break of structure here, and the market is still in a downtrend, which now means that here also you would expect a reaction from when the market gets here. And that is now telling you that this new uptrend that you have found, this new uptrend that you have found at the lower time frame, you can now call this one like a new break of structure to your upside, but the target for that break of structure is only here. All right, so the target for this one is only up there for a continuation to the downtrend. All right, so let's delete this one to limit the informations that we are paying attention to. And this is top down analysis, you guys. This is top down analysis. This is how I get to know what is in the mind of the market, or what it is trying to achieve. All right, so So even though this is the 4 hour time frame we are still using, we are just still paying attention to everything that we are seeing. And since there is a like a mini break of structure internally here, what you expect is if the market wants to do, like, let's say a retracement before going up there, then the retracement should terminate also around here, because this becomes the liquidity that it will use if it wants to go up. So then the next thing that you hope to see is a pullback into here. All right, so this is the later, this is the now. We are waiting for the market to pull back into this zone, and then we expect it to buy back up there, and then we hope that if it is still in a downtrend, the buy terminates here and the sell should take over. All right, so now we have like two buyers that we are looking at in this lower time frame, first here and then up there for a continuation. So now we can go down to like a lower time frame, let's say 1 hour. And on this 1 hour time frame, even though this is looking like it is reacting and the market is going in that favor, I still think that this low still remains undisputed and it should hold. So which means anything from here should still hold and should at least be strong enough to push the market up. Alright, let's see. So it should still be strong enough to push the market up to maybe somewhere around here, even if the market is about to continue going downward. All right, so these are the things that we have. We have a change of structure internally, but it is only valid with respect to this low. All right, so for now, any sell that you are holding is still coming only to this area, unless this one is violated. It is still valid only up until this level, right? So on the 1 hour, we still know that even though the market is selling right now, a buy is still valid from this zone to this zone. All right, so now going to the 15-minute time frame, there is still nothing to do here. The market is already in a downtrend. If you have missed when it gave you this sign, which is like this change of character, if you missed it when it gave you this change of character on the 15-minute time frame and you didn't take the trade here, this would have been a good trade. So if you did not take this trade here, which would have been like a target for here, if you did not take that trade, just wait until it gets here and let's see if there is going to be like a change of character. Or another thing will be at any pullback, and like if it pulls back and it does something like this, you can look to make a continuation trade until it gets to that target, unless it gives you like a change of character internally. All right, so something like this could be a trade and it could target this same zone, because that is where the market is going. But since we didn't get in on the early hour, I would be more confident to take a trade like this if I was already in a trade from this top. Let's say I was already milking the market at this point. Maybe I would have taken this one 1 2 3, wait for the pullback, taking another one again for maybe like let's say like I got in another one here, and maybe I would have taken like another 1 2 3 already. That would have given me confidence to be following this market, like step by step. Enter, wait for a pullback. My bad. So you enter, you wait for a pullback, make another entry at the failure, and you just keep riding it up until then. And that is what makes this one difficult. A pullback should be a little bit higher. So if I would want to partake in this trade, I would wait for that pullback to be at least to the 50% of this move, right? So if it's making a pullback, I'll wait for it to come to at least a 50%. So when the market is at the 50%, if it gives me a bearish candle on this 15-minute candle, 15-minute time frame, we might look to get in to get a continuation trend till this level. So, and this is the benefit of like top-down analysis. You get from the top to the bottom, and it gives you like an understanding of all the things that you need to expect, and that way you will not be doing anything stupid until you see something that you like or something that looks like what you are expecting, right? So that said, if you have any questions, if there's any questions that you'd like to ask, now is the time. We have done the 2 pairs that we are going to be focusing on this remaining part of the week. I can help you look into some of your own pairs too if you like that. But we are going to be trading gold and BTC only for the rest of the week, and also some synthetic. All right. So if you have questions, I guess this is the time. Apart from that, I'll just be chilling. Every how identify a valid change of character. A valid change of character. How to identify a valid change of character. All right. So now, first of all need to consider, or the first place to start from is, what trend are you on? Where in that trend are you? So, for example, you have seen what we have done on BTC. We started on the 4 hour time frame, right? And we started following and monitoring from the top. And even though I was looking for a buy and all that, you can see that when it got to like the lower time frame on the 15-minute time frame, you can see that I now stepped, like, told myself, wait a minute, this is the goal, or this should be the goal for this move. All right. After there is a change of character, you expect, the reason for change of character is the market is about to, like, it's like saying, it's like, see the market as like a delivery person. All right, a delivery person. What should I call it now? Like all these people that deliver goods, all these bikers that deliver goods, right? So if I have a goal, let's say I want to go and deliver this phone to somebody in Aja, I need to first of all get to Aja, deliver the message. The moment I deliver that message, I pick up a new goal. Now, if the goal that I have is still in line with the, like, if the next goal that I have is still in the direction that I want to go, I will take that goal, unless I have, another one that is better. All right. So if I get to Aja now, I need to look at my inventories, right? Which one is the next goal that I need to get to? All right. So what you are seeing here is that the market came up here. What should be the goal of this one? Now there is a break of structure down here. All right. And the market came all the way down here, and you can see that you say, how do you identify a valid change of character? It should happen one after a goal. All right, this is what I'm trying to say. The change of character should come after a goal. And how do you identify a valid goal? When there is a change of character, or sorry, when there is a break of structure, I expect that the market at some point will pull back into the liquidity inside of that change of character. All right, or that is held inside of that change of character. So now you can see a change, a break of structure. Now you can see a break of structure. You expect that the market should pull back to take some liquidity internally. All right. So when you see a change of character outside uh, a break of structure, so you see a change of character outside a break of structure. And how do you even spot a change of character? In a trend, the market is supposed to be moving like this. All right. When you see the market moving above, its predecessor, when it is going above the previous high, it is telling you that it is getting ready to, go in a new direction. Because now if you want to draw this structure, you see that this one was going in a down direction, but the 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 action of this one going above this one is now showing a new direction. It means that the new direction is now looking like the market is about to start going up. All right. So when you see something like this, for example, the market was going down, this is outside the base, and then I mark this high. I expected that the market will come back and respect this one inside of here. All right. So if the market was supposed to pull back, I expected that that pullback should be terminated here. All right. Anything above this liquidity, you can see that liquidity that I marked up there, right? So anything above that liquidity is what I expect, or where I expect the market to get to. Let me put this one aside. Now you can see that the market came, reacted to it, pay attention, reacted to it internally, and then it failed. At some point it even went further. All right, you can see that the market did its best, it tried to respect it, but then it failed. All right, it failed, and then it broke structure above it. All right, it broke structure above it. What is that telling you? That is now telling you that this is a violation. The market might be wanting to retrace back to go and take now the liquidity that it held inside of it that was never taken. This was just a pullback. This, you cannot call this one a break of structure. The real break of structure, all this thing is like a movement to break this structure, not this one. All right, you cannot call this one like the structure because this one is held inside. All right, with respect to this high, I mean. So now that you see that change of character there, that is when you start looking for a buy. That is how you identify a valid change of character. It needs to, first of all, this one, it took liquidity. After taking liquidity, what you would have considered as a break of structure, you are now seeing it as liquidity because it went below it and then went above it. All right, it violated the two side, making it like this is now the new boss because it was able to first of all clear liquidity and then went above the high that caused that clear of liquidity or that change of character or whatever you want to call it though. But that is how you identify a valid one. You can see it everywhere. You can see this one too. The market was supposed to respect this low, which it did. So it was supposed to respect this low, which it did. And at some point, after going above this one, now you expected the market to respect this low. Pay attention. This is still the 15-minute time frame. I'm not going any time frame higher at this point. So now you expected that it should respect this one, even if like there should be any sign. And you can see that it struggled for a bit and ultimately broke the structure to the downside. The moment it went below this one, this is now telling you that look, I am now in a new direction. All right, so this is more like pullback, break. Now you expect anything above this liquidity, and you can use like the lower time frame there to spot that liquidity for your precise entry. And you can see that is how the market is doing at every point that it wants to change or every point that it wants to go. Now, how do you know where to expect that change of character? The zone, all right, you can see that it came above liquidity, there is a change of character. All right, it came below liquidity, it's change of character. That is how for me, that is how I identify a valid point to look for or a valid change of character. All right, so I just see it as like, okay, it has delivered the message. The message that that this high will be sending was to go and break the structure to the downside. Now outside that zone, when you see a change of character, that is how I'm like, okay, after this bike man delivered this message, he decided, oh, now I have to go and deliver at that one. At that one is up there. This is at that one. So this change of character is like saying the bike is turning around. So if you see it turn, you just want to participate or you just want to partake and just join in the movement of the chart. Yep, you're welcome. You're welcome. I try to make it as understandable as I can. I mean, the way I understand things also is like it has to be in a very, very simple message. Like it has to come in a simple, relatable message. That's how I teach. All right. So yeah, I don't know if it did justice, but if it did, well, good for that. You can see it's the same thing that the market is always doing. Look, the market is coming down, right? It's coming down. The moment you see something like this, which is wrong, if the market was supposed to continue going down, what you expected is for it to pull back into this one, right? And you can see it struggled a little bit. So the fact that it went above it and even went all the way as to breaking the structure, that is why you now see that there was a pullback into liquidity. And if you were paying attention, you could have used that or maybe this one as your entry. All right, you could have used this one as your entry and just continue buying until you spot this change of character and you close your trade or maybe secure some and then wait for the market to come back into this one. So now what we are having here is we have a break of structure here. So regardless of what we are looking for, whether we are looking for a sell, a buy, the sell is only valid up until this one for now. All right, the sell is only valid up until this one. Now at this point you want to see what the market is doing. At this point I will now be looking at the structure that is coming on the lower time frame. So maybe I might go down to like the 5-minute time frame when the market is happening or is reacting to this area. The moment I see like a change of character on the lower time frame, boom, I am in. What do you consider a boss, a break of structure? Is it a wick or the body? Okay. Zeke, let me ask you a question. How will you feel if I approach you but I pretend not to see your hand or your head? Right? So if I approach you and I'm talking about you, or let's say you have your luggage with you. If you are trying to travel, do you travel with just yourself? Imagine going to the park and the driver did not take your luggages with you. Is it a complete will you consider it like complete? So for me, I consider both the week and the body. The week, the body, whatever, like everything has to be inside. So if I want to see a change of character, a change of character for me is not about whether it is the week or the body. A change of character for me is, did it violate something that I did not expect? Right? Did it violate something that I did not expect? So for me, I believe that this high should be respected. It was respected. All right, you can see that it clearly was respected. Now that it was respected and the market decided to go, it's, like, um, if you wanted to dive deep into the lower time frame, right? Even though you are not paying attention to it, whether you like it or not, this is also another break of structure internally. All right. So now that it has respected this one, if you were taking this sell from here, though your target will be this one, all right, based on structure, you already know that the fact that the market came below liquidity at some point here, at some point here, is telling you that at this point your trade should be at break even. The reason why you are setting your trade to break even at this point is because you know that if you were to be trading on a lower time frame, let's say 5 minutes, let's go to the 5 minute and see, and let's see if I can use that to explain. If you were to be trading on the lower time frame, let's say 5 minutes, you could have already spotted a change of character here, or maybe a break of structure, even though it is internally, it is internal with respect to this one. So since this one, or on a normal day, you would have said, okay, this is now a liquidity to target, and this one and all that. Seeing this break of structure here, or seeing this thing go above this one, even though it was showing on, let's say, on the 15 minutes time frame as weak, if I go down to even on like the 1 minute time frame, you now start seeing it as like body closure. All right. So like it or not, there was a body close here on some time frame. All right, on some time frame, and I don't even want to be stressing myself and be going through all that, right? I don't want to be stressing myself and be going, like, trying to go and investigate whether there was a body close. The fact that it went above there is a violation that I don't like to see. And seeing that is telling me already that, okay, maybe the market might be looking for a buy, and this would have been what will make this buy a valid buy from this base here. All right. So the week is also considered. I don't care if it is um, a week that it used. The fact that it went above it, me, I would just see it as a violation that shouldn't have happened. And since it happens, then it's a buy for me. And if you're not even convinced, like, with the time frame, you can go down to the lower time frame. You can also see that if you're not convinced with that change of character there, if you were on this 1 minute time frame, let's say you were not convinced that that was a change of character for you to take a buy here, simply because the market was in a downtrend, right? Let's say you were not convinced that, or let's say you didn't like this very large stop loss, this one from all the way from here to here, you could have waited for a better confirmation. And how do you get a better confirmation? Look, there's also another change of character internally here. All right. So after mitigating this zone, if this was a mitigation, you can see that it came back, and then there was another change of character. You could have just waited simply to take a trade here. So the market is really telling you that I'm about to buy, I'm about to buy. Let's say you are still not convinced, it still gave you another, option. And this one would have been like your final, what's it called? Your final chance to get in. And you could have gotten in very precisely if you waited for all the confirmation and all that. So that is what you'll be paying attention to. It is better to stay on like the 15-minute time frame, the 5 minute time frame, because the lower time frame can be a little bit messy. You can see that the moment I step into the 1 minute time frame, you are seeing this break of structure and change of character at every level. It helps you to get precision, but then sometimes it can also help you to take unnecessary trades and all that. So sticking to like a higher time frame, like maybe 5 minutes, 15-minute time frame, is good. You guys will notice that that thing also affected me sometimes last week, because I was trading solely on the 1 minute time frame. Maybe because I was looking to get something from the market real quick. I lost my way and I was trading. I was just too, like in the lower time frame, and it got to me for a while. All right. So that's how I spot my own entries and all that. So again, this trade you might not like it, but this trade with this candle close alone, I can decide to risk a trade here if this new candle decide to flip. If I see a flip on this new candle, I might decide to take a sell. Why? Because I know that there is still a long way to go. All right. But the only reason why I would not want to take a trade like this is I wasn't in this trade from here. I wasn't in this trade at this point. I wasn't even here when it was still at the middle. So why getting now when it's already too late? It's just better for me to wait for the market to get down to where I know that okay, at least now I am in line with the trend and I'm not getting in too late or too early, right? But that is a trade that you could have taken. You're welcome. So any more questions, guys? I think this this is what I would call like my final test of setup, because I feel like this one is better now. What do you guys think? The setup is better now. It is clearer. People can get it better. Although it's going to come at the cost of my own views, because for some reason I don't know what I'm doing wrong. TikTok is saying that they are not recommending my life to a larger audience because they feel like I am copying somebody. So yeah, I guess I'm just going to be sticking to the few views that I'm getting, and we just keep going from there because it's a little bit easier for me. I can use my system, and you guys can also be getting value for it. So it's a win-win for me. It's a win-win for me. How to identify a valid retracement? I usually mistake impulse correction for a retracement. Body language is a friend. Trust me. The body language of the market. Sorry, I'm coming. Trying to see if there is any comment. All right. So the body language of the market. Give me a minute here. The body language of the markets will tell you where to expect impulse and where to expect a retracement. All right. So let me give you an example. Okay. Um, a correction. So there are three things that you mentioned here: a valid retracement, a correction, and an expansion. Right? Retracement, impulse, and a retracement. All right. So now, when there is an impulsive move, and what do you call an impulsive move? An impulsive move is that move that you know that your $10 cannot make. All right. So something like this is impulsive. This is impulsive. The fact that it is impulsive, or should I say, what makes it impulsive is the fact that it looks all dominating. All the candles here is like they are all bold, and they are all red. No challenges. All right. So at every point, you see how very, very like it doesn't take time. All right. Now, an impulsive move takes a very little time. A corrective move takes forever. All right. So for example, look how long it took for the market to get from here to here. It took 2 hours based on what I just drew. So from here to here took approximately 2 hours. All right, 2 hours. Now look how long, and that's how many people movement. So it did actually, let me just do, yeah, let me do from the top, from now. Let me do from here to here, and that's like a 320 points, or is that 32 pips? Let's just say 320 points drop from the top. From that point, a 320 points drop took only 2 hours. But in a corrective move, a 158 point move took 10 hours. All right, you can see how the noise alone is going to tell you that this is a corrective move, and that's why I said the body language of the market. So for example, when the market is pulling back up and I see this noisy movement, I know it's a retracement. A retracement is always noisy. It's, no, let me not say always, but a retracement is often noisy. All right, even when the market wants to do like a pushback, you are going to see that the body language of the market when it is approaching the area that is planning to pull back from, it's always noisy. You can see this one, even though this one looks impulsive, it is impulsive with respect to this one, right? But with respect to this one, it is consolidative. Like it is noisy. You can see it goes up, pull back, goes up, it pull back. This is an example of a corrective movement. You can see how it is noisy while it is coming back forward. It is telling you that this move has no steez. So at this point, I expect a break. I expect like a change of character. In an impulsive move, there's hardly any there's hardly any serious pullback. You can see that the only pullback that you had in this one was just like a break, a pullback, and then boom, it just went straight. Look at this one. This is how you know that at some point this market was going to pull back here, because it was noisy when it was moving back up. So let's say you come to the market and you see something like a corrective move happening like this. You see something like a zigzag type of movement coming downward like this. That is what is going to tell you that, look, the market is at some point going to do a very big buy or an impulsive buy. All right. So that's, for me, that's the best way to look at impulsive, corrective, or like what's the other one again? A retracement move. A retracement is, for me, a retracement is always like a pullback, right? But what is involved in a retracement, like correction, correction type of things. Yeah. Well, I hope that's clear. I don't know how best to explain it anymore, but I hope that's clear. I think you're a little bit hungry. I what's going on? I was so busy with trying to do this thing or get this thing right that I haven't eaten anything the whole day. So let me fix myself something to eat and catch you guys in a bit. All right, Freddy. How do you draw your retracement like this? My retracement. How do I draw my retracement? Okay, so retracement for me, or I believe the question will be better understood if you said, how do I know where to expect a retracement to? All right, because when you say how do I draw a retracement is simply break, retrace, or pull back to anything beyond 50%. Anything below 50%, and then a continuation. All right, so this is a trend, right? This is what you expect to be a trend. All right, so a pullback for me is what we call retracement. A pullback is retracement. All right, so that pullback can decide to terminate at 50%. It can decide to go all the way to the liquidity, but just know that sometimes it could happen at 50%, but in most cases, or for safety, you want to get it to like the last liquidity, because again, this is where this is where we bring in this idea of driver in the back. You know all those stories that I used to tell you guys about. See the market as a driver and passenger relationship, where the driver is always looking for. I mean, with the retracement, bro, I don't use that. I don't use those tools. I just eyeball them. I just eyeball them. I don't. For me, okay, okay. I believe this is what you are talking about. 50% retracement now. Now, I use a Fibonacci. All right, this tool, this thing you are seeing here. Your own might not look like this because I've edited my own a little bit. But a Fibonacci retracement, I pull it from the beginning. So if this two is what you are talking about, I pull it from here to the top, and again, me, I consider the wick, not just the body. From the beginning to the top, and then anything below the 50% mark. Sorry, I misunderstood your question before. Anything below the 50, and you see that 50% that I'm talking about, right? Anything below the 50% mark is good for me, but preferably I would like to see it could go below liquidity, and that is where that story that I was just talking about. See the market as a driver and passenger relationship. The driver would definitely want his car to get full, and the best way to decide that the car is full is when it has gone to the final, bus park. All right, so it keeps going until it gets to the final bus park before it gives that signal. But any change of character here, any change of character at the 50% of this pullback is already very, very good, and that's my retracement too. So if that's what you are asking, sorry, I misunderstood the question before, but yeah, that's how I do it. So retracement is a pullback. So if this was the move, retracement, you take it from the beginning. Sorry, let me take this one out. So you take your retracement too from the beginning of that move, Fibonacci, and then any pullback to 50% or below. All right, anything 50%, but preferably, again, like I said, preferably let it go below the last or the final liquidity, because those are your final um, passengers. So if it gets there, that is way better. But anything below 50%, just wait for a change of character or like a good candle, and then you can start, joining the market. Yeah, welcome. Hey yo, this one have my phone don't my face don't dey show for this thing now. Then I join you. I dey on foot. What what is the determinant for a change of character? Is it candle? No. Change of character is not candle. Time frame, time frame and achievement. A good change of character for me is time frame and achievement. Alright. So first of all, know that there is change of character, and know that there is an inducement. What do I mean? So the time frame need to be a bit high. All right, so a change of character on the 1 minute time frame can easily be violated. A change of character on a 5 minute time frame can easily be violated. A change of character on the 15 minute time frame, however, is a strong change of character. 5 minute time frame is a strong change of character, don't get me wrong. And that is useful when there is no when there is no trend at all. There is no trend to base your like there is no reactions to base your change of character. For example, let's say there is a change of character here on the 5 minute time frame, and if I have to wait for another change of character, it will be like when the market has already achieved its goal. So yeah, you can use that one. But I like to see it on like a higher time frame, say the 5 minute time frame or the 15 minute time frame. That gives me more confidence. If I go on the 1 minute time frame right now, you will see that here you can call this one a change of character. All right. But then again, if you are wise enough, you can actually use it to your advantage. All right. So at this point, someone can call this a change of character, and it is correct. You can see that there was a break of structure here. Hold on. You can see that there is a break of structure here. There was a pullback. Someone could have, even been more precise and gotten the trade here, which is what I've been doing ever since last week. I've been doing this for the past 1 week, but the experience have not been too good because there's so many trades that I get to see even before the original trade happened. There is a high chance that I will enter a trade. It will give me like a 1 to 2, 1 to 3. I will not take it because me will be thinking of what I saw on the 15 minute time frame or what I'm expecting on the 15 minute time frame. So even when I am sometimes even when I'm on like 1 to 5, something like this, let's say you enter this trade based on this one. First of all, you are definitely going to have your stop loss at the 15 minute stop because you are seeing this as a change of character. You are definitely going to be having your stop loss at the 15 minute stop, all right, or anything that you have behind it, right? But you are using this change of character as your entry, so definitely your position size is going to be with respect to that wherever that your stop loss is, right? Which means you are not going to open enough position, and when the market has already given you what seems to look like a 1 to 3 or a 1 to 4, if you were to be playing with respect to this one alone, so this is 1 to 4, right? You will not close the trade because you are expecting that the market is going to go down based on the fact that you were seeing, a big one on the 15 minute time frame, all right, or on the higher time frame, because definitely this is not the time frame that you did your analysis on, and that is why it is very very wrong. If you see a change of character on the 1 minute time frame, trade with respect to that change of character and know that that is still like an internal change of character, and the goal that it can achieve should be limited to that particular zone. So you can see how this one did a change of character, and after that there was a retracement. And if you are just playing on the 1 minute time frame, you could have caught this trade for a 1 to 4, 1 to 5, which is good. But you should also be paying attention and know where you are or where your trade are. You can see that if you were trading with only this one alone, the market would have come to take you out, and then this is where it finally gave like the official change of character because this one is on a higher time frame. All right, so me, it is motive, time frame, and what else? I guess I can add body language or where. Is it at your POI? Is it doing that change of character in your POI? So that is what for me determine a good one. Where it is happening and how it is happening. So 1 minute time frame. Just know that if you are doing a change of character on 1 minute time frame, do not be targeting a goal for the 15 minute time frame. Now, if you are in a 1 minute time frame trade, let's say I have a 1 minute time frame trade here. All right, I made this entry based on the 1 minute time frame, right? Yes, even if I have like a goal for this one, I should be paying attention to what the market is telling me when it's doing something like this, because yes, you have not yet officially broken structure, right? This is a break of structure with respect to this low, and this low can very much push the market, just like you have seen, above this one. So when you see the market coming back at you, you shouldn't be stubborn because you are in the wrong trading. And like if you did not secure any profit yet, then you are in the wrong trade, right? So let me take some of these things out. Does that is that clear? The candle, no, no, it's not going to be a candle. And another thing that I used to identify a change of character, for it to be structure, for a structure to be valid, right, or for a low to be valid, for this low to be valid, why did I not take this one? Why did I not take this one? The reason why this one was a valid low is because it took care of some business internally. All right, so you can see that it took care. It was a structural break. Why do I call it a structural break? There was also a structure internally here. All right, so while it was going down, it was following its own structure. So for it to go above this one, there was a, like, it's like it went for liquidity, took some liquidity, and then broke structure to the upside, and that is why it became a valid base. And ideally, if the market was going to continue going upward, this is where you expect it to go upwards from. All right, so the fact that it respected it, and then at some point, it has, it's just like saying this one is now a complete cycle. It's like a complete cycle. There's nothing that should happen here anymore. So after the market came back and it went below it, a place that you expected not to be broken, that is telling you that this is now official. This is now a good zone. So for me, that's what I will be looking at. So guys, join me. Come on, small talk, go talk. My neck don't heavy, nana. Oh, wow, that's what I do for you. So again, gold is when the market resumes. Right now we have an expected. Giddy, you can see now that this is the 5 minute time frame, right? The reason why this trade is valid is because I expect that at least, since it has changed this particular character, it should at least get down to somewhere around here, and that alone is going to give me a 1 to 4. Now when the market is somewhere around here, I would have secured some. That is, if this trade becomes valid in a way, I would have secured some. All right, and then I'll be waiting for what the market will do. I'll be waiting for what the market will do. All right, before I will even say, okay, I want to exit the trade. So right now we're not in any trade, guys. So this is just me giving out free lectures. If you have any questions, you can ask. And if you miss out on any explanation, just go to the YouTube page. Go to the YouTube page. We are live on YouTube also, so you can you know do a replay, something like this. Do a replay, and uh, you will be able to catch up with anything if you miss any analysis. So if you ask any, or if you ask of anything similar to something that I've talked about before, I'll just refer you to the YouTube page so that we don't get to be repeating ourselves every time, right? Talking is not easy. Make una join me at the shop. Only one person they follow me talk since, so it happen because I know they trade. Yeah, yeah, I see. Okay, let's say guess until I need edit to. My follower go now. Okay, so those are my followers and those are my goals. Nice. Let me see if I can edit that. My goal for now should be 10,000, I believe. How do I settings? Hey, what's up, man? Invite na the shop together. So my target should be 10,000 followers, of course. Hey, hey, it's okay. Let me to on this setup on. I can't like the setup pass because at least I know not my phone I dey use again, so nothing gonna shake up and down. Makes sense. They get me to 10K already. Man, TikTok, na another school on your own. Oh. All these people where they, all these content creators where they try. Omo, you know easy. Oh. You know easy at all. Go to 10K followers already. Bye. Code is under review. It will take 10 minutes. Ah, everything I need a review for everything. Oh, okay. So it's counting. Hope you sort out yourself last time. You were really not. Yeah, man. Yeah. Look, it's not even a story that I would like to say. It's not. It's not as if it's something serious. Or it's not. It wasn't. It wasn't. It was just something I wasn't prepared to hear at that time. That's why. So thank you so much. Thank you for remembering Osas. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Because if I had continued that live section, then it would have been it wouldn't have been fun, honestly. So thank you so much for that. But it's nothing serious. It's nothing serious. Thank you. So how was your trades today? Me, I took one trade today. I think it was on gold. I can't even remember where I took the trade again, but it was a losing trade. Yep. Yeah, that's me. This is me. I took a trade. Yeah, I took a trade here. So I took one trade here, and I scaled in. I think around here. Took another position around there. So it was just a little trade that I wanted to take. I was hoping to see if I can, since I have like a change of character there, I was hoping to see if I can cash the sell down to this one. But unfortunately, the market came and it took me out. And I did not even set it to break even. Okay? My stream is pausing. I am following the stream on my phone. It is not pausing. Who else is experiencing that? On my phone, it looks good. On my phone, it's okay. So check. Maybe it's just you. So this is the only trade that I took today. It gave me like a 1 to 2, and I was too stubborn to take any profit, and it came back for me. So ever since then, I've just been chilling. I've not done anything. I was just making sure everything gets in order. Is this still pausing for you, bro? I think for me it's okay. Whew. This trade would have been like 3 trades already. Eesh. Can you imagine? It's not even one trade. Like it's like how many trades already? Snappy bites. Right, so maybe this one is not there. But this would have definitely been a very, very nice one. First up. You're live on YouTube. Always with background noise. I was thinking it could be generator noise. Always with background noise. Hmm. Okay, so that's OBS. That's OBS. Let me see if I can fix that. First of all, let me see how it is. Let me see how it is acting. I've just only managed to fix the TikTok one, honestly. It's one of the reasons why I've not been able to become live. But if I was able to fix the TikTok one, I definitely would be able to fix that. So let me see. Okay. So I can hear the news. I can hear the noise. Sorry. Let me see if there is any way I can. Oh, okay. Mike slash auxiliary do properties. Device internal digital microphone. Okay. Properties advanced. Desktop audio. Uh-huh. Desktop audio. Mic active. Sync offset. Do I even need desktop audio? Start to active. Left, right. So I don't know
just so many things to. If I have to go over everything that happened, it's going to take forever. So I'm already tired of talking. So let us forget about that. But just know that I'm back. And we are going to be taking our trades live now. We are going to be sticking together and doing our thing. All right. Especially now that I understand how the system works, I can easily just like mute the live and just go about doing whatever it is that I'm doing. All right. So that too can work. I don't have any reason to be. Yep. Thank you so much, Giddy, for the flowers. Thank you so much, Maverick, my guy. Oh, this is cool. Whoa, I didn't even know this is how it looks like on the phone. This is actually very nice. So on the phone now, you can actually see the in landscape mode, and it's very very clear too. Damn, that's nice. You can even zoom into it. Oh wow. Oh wow, wow, wow. We're missing out on a lot before. This orientation is actually quite good. Oh, nice. Nice, 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 nice. Boom, 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 boom. Bitcoin, yep, again, still playing around. The reason why taking a trade at that level it's a very very risky trade. Alright? Taking a trade at that level is a very very risky place because it's like you are taking a trade when the market have retraced to the 50% level. Alright? Taking a trade when the market has already done a 50% retracement and you're looking for a continuation is very very risky. It might never happen. It's one of those things. For the one on YouTube, guys, just give me the what should I say? Exercise patient on me. Should I use that? I will get a microphone and it's going to be better. Another thing I need to learn is to learn how to not shout or not stress it when I'm talking. Because I notice is what is clocking my throat already. Shouting why talking. And I don't even need to shout because it's picking up my voice very very well. But Osas Obas, the TikTok version too is also full screen right now, right? So if that one is noisy, you can use this one for now, and don't worry, I'm going to fix that one too. I don't know, it's using the same mic, it's using everything, so there's definitely some setting I could do on OBS that will correct that, but I just don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know how to do it. the mic and auxiliary and all that filters. What's filters? Oh, okay. Noise suppression, yes. Okay. Upward suppression, and then outcome gain. I think the others ones. Yes, just suppress the noise and everything. What's the other one again? They say noise gates. Right. So let me see if I turn off this one and I turn off this one. So YouTube, how does YouTube sound now? More views. Another thing is that you have to create time in adding tags to each of your videos on YouTube. Oh, so I have to create time. You mean timeline? Like, is it the videos that I upload or the live sections? Because the live section, I don't know if I can like if I can edit and re-upload live section, but and it's a lot. Anyways, for more views. Okay, I'll see if I can do that. I'll see if I can do that. I'm just learning this process honestly, so just bear with me. Right now, I just want to even see, is he even talking on YouTube? Is he talking on YouTube? Wow. You talking? Are we talking on YouTube? Is that voice coming on YouTube? Ah, this one is still shouting at me. Ah, he's just dashing in. So I. Oh, so it's only when I talk. There you go. That one. That's make I delete noise gates. Let me remove 7. It's just dashing in. So I don't. Oh, so it's only when I talk. There you go. That one. That's make I delete. I don't know. Is this better? Oh, let me just even remove this audio capture card.
go. What's up? Hello? Okay, so now I can add filters. Like I said, I go need YouTube this thing, cause how to suppress background background noise OBS. Why streaming on YouTube? Oh, right. To suppress background noise on OBS, open the OBS audio mixer. Right click on the microphone source filter. Click plus button on noise suppression. Then select. Is that not what I'm doing? Noise filter. Noise suppression. Okay. Noise suppression. Yes. Aha. So that's not what I was doing since. Select the name of a filter and pick the desired noise method. Higher quality CPU, low quality multi-R. Let me try this one first. Yep. Alright. Alright. You can. Higher quality will use more CPU. Use less lower quality. Just add this one to it. So let's see. Is there any difference? Oh my god. Oh my god. It's like we got it. Yep. 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 I think it's gone. So I think the noise is gone, right? Sas, can you check? Can you help me confirm? I think it's better now. Thank you for helping me through that. Yeah, it's on in my ears. I don't know about you, but for me, I think it is. It is. Can you check US 30? Yeah, sure. I'll check. I'll check. Give it a minute. To what? It's not be right. We have a big sale on US 30. We hope to cash. Okay. Give me a minute here. Give me a minute here. I'm just trying to see if all is well and okay. I think the YouTube should be fine now. If you're on YouTube, please just drop a comment to let me know if the noise is gone quickly. If I continue, yeah. But I think for me it is okay. So US 30, someone asked that we should check US 30. So let's quickly do that. Gold. gold is on, but it is still playing. And again, another thing that before I go to USDT, please, just a minute. Another thing that you would notice, let me actually put this one here so that I don't need to be taking my head up and down. So another thing that you notice is that if I was trading on the 1 minute time frame, this little thing that you are not seeing here, oh my god, give me a minute, guys. Okay, my flash. Yo, what's up? Okay, so US 30. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can't hear you. I had myself on mute for a minute. I was taking a call, okay? Yep. So I'm back. All right, let's see US 30 based on request from our friend there. So for US 30, again, any pair that, oh boy, yeah, you are seeing it clearly. Oh, there's a very, very nice sell, okay? Uh, that you are cashing. But that sell might not go far. All right, that sell might not go far. But let's first of all do our analysis so that we can tell. So this is the 4 hour time frame of the US 30. Keep this one here. And let me try to make it a little bit smaller. So this is the 4 hour time frame of the US 30, and I know this is not really important for US 30 simply because like who does that, right? But this is what we have. All right, so it is in an uptrend, a very, 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 very serious uptrend. All right, and this is the reason why you always need to look at the the higher time frame before you start concluding on what you before you start concluding on what you are going to do on the lower time frame. You need to first of all check what has happened on the higher time frame. All right, so on the higher time frame we can see that there is this move for liquidity. So let's call this one liquidity, and now officially there's a break of structure to the upside here. All right, after that break of structure there was a little pullback, and that pullback was able to go a little bit above one structure. All right, which now makes this low a protected low. It makes everything from year to year a protected low for the market to retrace back into. Okay, and it is generating this liquidity. Let's call this one liquidity generation for now. Until this high is broken, we'll just say that the market might be stuck in a downtrend, but the goal for that downtrend is here. But remember, you could do something like this and just keep going, just keep going. And this is US 30. It doesn't need to retrace all the way back to the downside, right? So if you are seeing a sell, yes, that is true, and it is coming from that top. So let's just investigate on a lower time frame, like let's say 15-minute time frame. Let's see if there is any structure to go by. So first of all, what you see here is that after that big up move, after that very, very massive move to the upside, doesn't need to be there. So after that very, very, very big up move, there was a pullback, and that pullback terminated here, and then there is this pushback up, and now you can see that no, cancel. And now you can see that the market is reacting to this zone that you see here. Even though there is no visible change of character there, the market is reacting to that zone, and it is now giving you like a change of character. But another thing that you need to pay attention to is that it is not change of character until this low is violated, because this is the last low that have taken liquidity before they move up. All right, so even internally the structure have not yet officially changed. All right, so this one for me, a change of character here will be valid until this one is broken. A change of character, a change of this character, even though you are seeing it at the top, is only valid until this one. And since it is already mitigated, or it has already mitigated that zone, this low, like it or not, has the power to push the market as much as that. All right, so this low has the power to push the market and keep it going to the top. All right, it has the power to push the market and keep it going to the top. All right, so having that in mind, you will know that this might just be like an inducement, because this is happening at the top. So this might just be an inducement making you feel like this sell, if you took it, is a good one, but this sell is only valid until this low. All right, so for me, I still feel like the market is going to pull back into this zone and continue going up. Now I will start looking for sell when this low now is violated. So let's say this low is violated and it's taken for liquidity. Let's say this low is violated and it's taken for liquidity. If this low is violated and it's taken for liquidity, then you can start looking for sells from here. Anything above this one now becomes your sell region. But until then, I think the buy is still much more valid as well as this sell. This sell, you cannot start getting in on the sell now, right? You can't get in on the sell now with hopes that, and this is the 15-minute time frame. So you cannot be getting in on the sell now with hopes that your stop loss will be up there. So if you missed it already, just know that that sell, this is the goal for that sell. A 1 to 3 internally here would have been the goal for that sell, and it's almost at that goal. So I think a buy might even be more, like strong than the sell. All right, but you never know. It has like a double bottom internally here, so there's nothing. Just wait to see the reaction of the market first. Don't rush into the market. All right. So for me, that's what I would do. So scan in Tido, did that do justice to your analysis? Thank you. Let's go back to our gold. Say golf. All right, so what's gold doing now? Is it giving us any? Okay, so it's pulling back now. Let's see if it's going to get into our zone and then give us like that engulfing candle that we are looking for. Engulfing candle will be our entry criteria. So we'll just keep chilling until it gets there. I would have loved to play music, but it seems like anytime that I play music, YouTube claim that it is copyright and all that. So I can't do any of that. I can't do any of that. It's just going to be us playing and playing and playing again. Yeah. B fashion. It's been a while. How have you been? How have you been? Gold. Yeah, gold. We already had an analysis on gold. We're just waiting for it to pull back into the zone now. This is the first change of character ever since it tapped into this zone. So we are going to be very, very careful. It could still go for liquidity, and if you wanted to go for liquidity, it's going to come for something like from here to here. So there's still a very high chance for the market to, play around with you. So be careful. Yeah, and you know that gold has been very, very bullish. And this bullish sentiment is not just about gold being gold. This is about economic policies. All right. So there is a very, very high rate cut. And if you don't understand what rate cut means, is that people can now borrow a lot of money uh, from the bank because the interest rate has been cut a lot, which means people are going to have a lot of money to spend, which also means that people who wants to own assets like gold are going to start buying, and that's the reason why you should also expect some inflow into the crypto market soon. I don't know why Bitcoin is going down, but you should also expect some inflow into. Uh, did I say Bitcoin is going down? It's actually going up also, so have that in mind. Again, for BTC, like I said, this is a good retracement now. This is a better one for me to want to consider. So if I see that my candle here, if I see a bearish candle here at this rate, I can take it. All right. If I see a bearish candle like this one here, I can take it for like looking for like a 1 to 3 because I know that the mission is yet to be complete. All right. Thank you. So guys, don't forget to like while you are chilling. I think the presentation is way, way better now. My computer is also running quite very, very chill. So, man, this is good. This is good. This is exactly what I've been trying to figure out for days. That is making it look like I wasn't serious or I wasn't coming on live. So I'm happy it's finally, like it's finally coming together. So there's also another thing that I would have loved to do, but I don't know why it is not happening on the sixth term. I think media source, cal file. No, 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 come on, man. It's not media source. It's off. This is not a trade. This is just a prediction, or why am I calling it a prediction? It's just what's the name now? This is just what we are expecting. This is an expectation, so don't see it as a trade. Let's see gold, please. Gold is still playing around. It's still coming. And if you missed the analysis, you can go to the YouTube page. We are live on YouTube, so you can go to the YouTube page and just do a replay. Okay, if you missed the analysis of gold, go to the YouTube page. We did an intensive top-down analysis on gold from 4 hour. We got to this level, so we are still waiting for gold to give us like a little pullback and then maybe an engulfing candle so that we can join in. So you can do a replay on YouTube so that we will not be saying it over and over again. All right. So why is this video capture? This is what it's supposed to be. Okay. Video capture makes visible. Okay. Figure video. Default. Picture. Okay. Observation capture. You're welcome. Sorry you. So the US 30, we did, okay, we have done it, right? We have done the US 30. Okay, so is this thing hiding behind? This one. Deactivate. Oh, okay. Sorry if I'm not saying anything. That's because I'm actually trying to video capture device. I'm actually trying to. I guess because it's already being used. So I guess it's because it's already being used then. So I'm already using TikTok is already using. Is that even possible? Activate, activate. It's just not showing. It's not showing anything. Okay, so I yeah. Those on YouTube. Let me see how many people are there on YouTube. There are two people watching on YouTube. Please just give me a minute. I'll need to restart OBS to see if the changes that I've made is going to show up. Okay, so just give me a few minutes and I'll get back on YouTube. YouTube, just YouTube, not TikTok. All right. So just trying to make sure everything is okay. I've been able to solve the noisy voice issue. So now I just need to solve the one last thing that I need to solve. So give me a minute. Do you trade retracement? If it gives, yeah, I trade retracement. Like this trade is going to be a retracement trade, and that's the reason why we are waiting for full confirmation before